now that I know, I'll find a new game and I'll go back and I'll think of something that I can play. So,
well, there you have it. Jet Moto to me was just a lot of fun in early PlayStation. So I'm gonna go play some Jet Moto and come back with a review of it or a hangout, talk about it, maybe play some video footage, put it up on my video game channel, and then most of the podcast, I don't know, maybe I'll do it here on Patreon. But anyway, that's the end of this podcast. We're also live on YouTube now. If you're listening to us right now, we're actually just wrapping up the Jake and Joe podcast, which is going up on Patreon. So you guys, I'm telling you, man, we just did I don't know how long, 45-minute podcast, and it was a lot of fun. We really jammed it in there.
Dive, some emotional stuff, some thought-provoking stuff.
Unbelievable, man. I'm telling you guys, if you're a patron, make sure you guys go listen to this. I will upload it after Out of Nowhere. It's a lot of fun. But now it's time to get into some wrestling talk because there's so much wrestling news. It's Out of Nowhere. Stick around. Jake's here. I'm here. You're here. And we just did a fun podcast, man. Please listen to that later on Patreon. That was awesome. Here we go.
You're going to love it.
What's up, wrestling fans? Jake and Joe, we're here. We just got done with our phenomenal podcast that I'm going to keep putting over because it was so much fun, Jake. The only thing that sucks is that we didn't record for like 2 hours because it should have been 2 hours long.
I know. We were obviously talking beforehand, and I was talking with Spaz, and I'm glad we got to do something together. But you and I have not been able to have the podcasting time in quite some time.
I'm still trying to convince Spaz to do like a 15-minute NXT breakdown with me.
He would love to. I know he would.
Bullfrog, I swear to God, you come back in here again, I'm going to ban you again. Don't do it.
Permanently.
Don't do it, Bullfrog. I'll put you in a few minutes, okay? By the way, you know what? He's already broken it. Bullfrog has already broken his fucking promise.
Yes.
He literally said we would never see him again after the other night. Here he is. We'll never see him again.
With 10 days, I was wrong, but...
Never see you again, huh? 1 second. Let me bring him here 1 second. I'm going to put you on, Bullfrog, in a minute, but you got to hang on hold for a minute. Hey, I thought we never were going to see you again. Hey, Bullfrog, I thought we were never going to see you again.
I'm back from the dead.
You are a fucking you're an asshole. What's wrong with you?
I am the Undertaker.
Oh my God, dude, you are the biggest loser there ever was. I mean, come on. Are you serious?
The fans wanted me back.
Oh my God, all right. Sit on hold.
Who wanted you back?
Sit on hold for a few minutes.
Name one person who wanted you back.
Oh my God, dude, what a loser. Like, I mean, dude, what a loser. Like, what? Dude, like, just a few weeks ago, I'm dying and I've got to go away and I'm never coming back. Even after surgery, I won't be back. And we're like, well, you'll be back in a week. And he's like, no, here he is back again. Dude, this guy...
I don't even sound like that going in for brain surgery, but he's having a hernia fixed and acting like he's dying, you know? I mean, I'd like to see him be healthy. That's all well and good, but...
I mean, it's not even... like he couldn't even wait to like make you maybe think he's leaving, like and like leave for a month or two. Couldn't even do like a month or two.
Chance to just, like you said, even get a little hyped with it, believe it a little bit. Nope.
Yeah, believe it a little bit. Didn't even get close. He's already come back to where you still didn't believe he was gone. Like unbelievable. Like, dude, this guy is fucking. Listen, wow. Okay. Anyway, what's going on? That is just insane. So breaking news around everywhere. He's a liar. Wow, shocker, unbelievable shocker. There's so much wrestling news tonight. It's almost unbelievable. Listen, one more time, I'm going to put it over. That's it, and we're done. We'll put it over at the end of the show. Me and Jake just recorded 45 minutes of a great podcast. Go listen to it later. I'm going to have it uploaded once the show ends tonight. We got to get moving because we only got an hour. So that's it. That being said, here we go. Jake, listen, either you do it or I'll do it because you're going to do it. But there's a million news stories to rattle through and give our opinions on. Guys, if you want to donate tonight, do it now. Get it out of the way now because the show's not going to be too long. Or maybe it will be, but just, get it out of the way now if you want to. Streamlabs, whatever. Use a perfect Sparrow down below, or you can use Evil Spectrum if you guys want to use credit card, or if you want to do Super Chats. All the donation amounts are listed in the description below. You know the deal. Support the show, and feel free to do it. All right, Jake, Buck, man, I guess. And check out the Patreon because we're about to hit 300 patrons again, so we'd love for you guys to be jumping on over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, hit me with the news, baby.
We've got many updates, but starting right off the bat, we love to get into the numbers. Ooh, that gets me going.
Oh, yeah, give me the numbers, yeah.
Oh. AEW Dynamite audience going down from Blood and Guts show. They dropped 15% almost from last week. Last week drew 1.09 million.
Whoops.
This week they drew 936,000.
Jesus Christ.
Both of us, again, kind of on the money, but
yeah, it's just a little lower. I think we were over 1 million, right? Like 1 million something.
Yeah, I had said 995, so they were 936.
Oh shit, really? I don't remember what I said at all.
I forget what you had said, but I had it written here. Yeah, because my original was 810, 995, 1.48.
Wait, you thought AEW was going to be below 1 million?
Yeah, I thought it was going to drop down below 1 million again.
Jesus, you pumped them up to 1.4 the week before. Now you think
I know.
Well,
I thought they were going to have the biggest, but because they didn't, that's what changed my opinion. And a bunch of people went ahead and said that, Cinco de Mayo did play a factor. It dropped all television down by anywhere from 8 to 10%. So then AEW really should have had an increase since this week wasn't the holiday, and that wasn't the case at all either.
Oops.
So unfortunately, maybe they didn't have enough advertised for this show, especially since the week before was so gigantic. Really, the big draw for this week was the Nagata match, and I don't know that a lot of people really gave a damn except for the dedicated audience.
Yep, the dedicated audience, because nobody else knows who he is, Nagata. And I almost I try not to say his name too much because a different word almost gets said every time. So
yes, with Yuji oh god, I almost did it again. Oh, damn it, I'm trying so hard. But yeah, Moxley, it was a fun match, no doubt, but still, I don't know how much of a draw that was going to be. I mean, they're down 26% from their demo rating from last week at a 0.31. Last week was a 0.42. And last week was also the first time they were number one spot on cable. This week, I believe they were in the number 5 position.
Yep.
So
unreal. I mean,
NXT
shocking.
Not doing great either. I mean, they were at 697,000 fans with a 0.17 demo in the 18 to 49. So they're not doing well either. And I thought they would be up a bit more with the 2 title matches.
I mean, I'm betting next week everybody goes up. It's got to be up next week. I'm assuming there's a lull here. I'll predict right now that I think AEW will do 1 million something. 1,080,000, something next week. It's got to be. I would hope. And I think
it's going to be the same. I think I'm going to go say 950.
Okay. What about NXT? I'll say 680.
Let me take this down. I said 950. You said what again? I apologize.
1,080,000. So just shy of 1,100,000.
So 1.08. All right. Excellent.
Boom,
yeah, NXT I think is going to get 700,000. I think they'll go up by about 3,000.
All right, I'll say 680. Mark it down, baby. Everybody remember this, because we forget all the time. We go, what do we do?
That's why I started keeping it in my notes.
Good call.
That I do for all the wrestling stuff.
I'm glad you have notes. I have
do
notes.
Indeed.
I do have notes.
I prepare a lot for all these shows, so.
Yep.
Thank you, Chad. I appreciate the compliments. I'm telling you.
I have notes on how to lick Leah.
Ratings, but
hockey playoffs are next week. That's a great point, Leafs Nation. Hockey playoffs.
That's something I was going to bring up as well.
Oh, boy.
And I'm wondering if that's going to start to affect things. Deftones thinks AEW will be 910. Yeah, that's why my 950. It could be even less, but some people still not crazy about the Cody promo. Spaz is as opinionated as he might be. Even he thought it was poetic and justifiably rightful. I thought it fit with the story, and he nailed it. I liked it. Cody does have to add in the American Dream stuff, and I get it. It's good to add that a bit of emotion, but it fits in the context of the story. So I'm curious to see if the fans resonate around a Go-Go as a heel. Do they actually view him as a threat, or is this barely a stepping stone for Cody? We'll see what happens in the next few weeks and how they build him.
Well, if they're smart, they have him punch and beat Cody. And then QT Marshall's laughing, like, look at what my guy did to you. And then they have a rematch, and Cody has to beat him almost like Rocky or something like that. Like he loses at first, or he loses in some kind of small match or exchange, which he kind of already has. So maybe that's already happened. But it's supposed to be that Rocky story, it feels like. He's going to have a hard loss or a hard downer before he comes back to win.
I think that downer moment that you're thinking of was just him getting hit in the ribs after winning against QT, or
it could be
in between the ribs. And a Go-Go went ahead and took him out and put his flag.
That name's got a Go-Go. That name's got to go.
Yeah, I mean it's not a great name. I
don't know. I'm just being weird. It's just weird. It's weird. It's like Whiskey a Go-Go. That's all I can think about. Are we going to L.A.? What's going on?
I'm not crazy.
You want to go see White Zombie 1994? I mean, what's going on?
And yes, we will be giving predictions for Backlash briefly after. I mean, there's nothing really exciting there, but we will be covering it.
We'll go through it.
So
we'll get it. What up, chat? We just had a huge podcast on Patreon. It's going to be up a little bit later, Jack. I know you're asking about it. No, you're not. I'm just making that up. But it's going to be up on Patreon. It's 45 minutes long. Jake and me talked about our personal shit. We talked about the video game stuff at the end, and just really, you got to check it out. We answered your questions. I'm going to promote the shit out of it, because if you've never listened to Jake and Joe podcast, listen to this one and then go back and listen to all the other ones. You're going to have a blast. I think people love that podcast, and I can't help but put it the hell over.
Yeah, it was an excellent podcast tonight. So I'm
Orange
very
Cassidy.
excited to see what people think.
Yes,
and see, look at that. 3
that.
people in the chat. Tyrion, Pico, and who else? Oh, Andre. All when it said, wake me up before a Go-Go. That's what you think of. So that's not a great look. Yeah, he needs to do a go away, just like,
it's just a weird name.
Cornette's out, needs to knock it the fuck off. That always makes me laugh, but I always used to say, knock it the fuck off, same thing. It just, that shit, I hate when Roberts does that too. And I don't mind the John Moxley exaggerated bit either, but some of the things he does.
Everybody dies. Sorry. I do that.
So fans are coming back to WWE because, of course, we knew that once AEW announced they're going back on the road, WWE could not resist. It seems that July 16th, which is a Friday, which is a SmackDown, obviously, it seems to be reported that fans are coming back. So, good. It'll be happening July 16th and the 19th, according to different sources. I'm agreeing with this. I mean, it seems to be because then they have an unnamed WWE pay-per-view taking place July 18th.
Right.
So is that the case? We know AEW is starting July 7th.
Yeah, they really matched up almost identically.
So they're going to want to compete directly. So that would be the week after, and they would go from SmackDown, and then they would have the pay-per-view. So I could see WWE doing that exact habit.
Hilarious.
Yeah. But it fits. I mean, we already saw and spoke about the Miami, Cedar Park, and Garland, Texas shows that are coming up the 7th, 14th, and 21st of July for AEW. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at 11 a.m. So if you want to get those, make sure you hop online. They are going to go quick. People are really excited for these shows. They're also doing a lot of radio tickets and giveaways and things like that. So they have a bunch of comp tickets saved too. So I don't know how many tickets will be able to be sold, keep that in mind. If you do want tickets, do it early. Don't wait.
Do it now.
They're going to be really cheap to begin with, too. I think it's like $30 or $35 for good seats. So don't pass it up. If you're waiting, don't wait for these.
Yeah. That's good advice.
And yeah, I mean, that's the best way to go. So,
unless they don't sell, like kind of like how that. I mean, that sort of kind of happens.
They don't. I would rather buy them for $35 than wait for a scalper to possibly give me a better deal. Or it's just sometimes they lower the prices, but for those, they're pretty much at the lowest they're going to be already. Right. That's how AEW's setting it up for their shows.
Yep.
So I respect them for that. They just want people to get in the door at this point. $85 for but I'm saying $85 for front row or really good seats is not bad. But I'm saying for good, non-hard cam side. So if you want to actually be on camera, that side, I saw it's about to go for $35.
Wow.
So right past the side, the next section was $35, and then up beyond that was $25. So I was like, how do you beat that? For
and especially if you're not scared of COVID whatsoever, have a party, have a good time, man.
Yeah,
I think there's
and the Austin one. Yeah, in Austin it's only half the arena. Yeah,
3,000
because it's different everywhere depending on what they could do for capacity. So
right.
If they're only doing half there, you really want to get your tickets ahead of time if you want to go.
What up, Guardian? How you doing, brother? Let me play a dono real quick. What's up, Chad? How you doing?
Shit bomb.
You become a shit bomb.
Hey, great show tonight. Love you guys.
Yo, Cody, what's going on, man? I think you're going to really enjoy the Jake and Joe podcast later, and this is Out of Nowhere, so thanks for supporting it. Cody Mastro, who's also a producer of the show and a huge donor.
Cody is still alive, Joe. I got to cut you off. I'm shocked that he didn't take his life after monetize this last week.
I know, dude. That was so... Well, he didn't take his life.
He almost had 1 million points, and then he gets bankrupted but so nonchalantly, and it was like... I saw him in the chat being like, I want to die.
Dude, he didn't take his life because his girlfriend is sexy, and she banged him all night. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have...
That was hot, bro. They were, like, flirting with each other, doing that little lick thing that people do. Like, it was very... Like, I'm a gross person for that. I was, like, being creepy to them. I was like, let's go. Let's see
what I want.
Yeah, give me... Oh, yeah. Jesus. Oh, my God, dude. I want to tell that so bad. I want to tell that story so bad, but it would just be really bad. Oh, here's Cody and his chick. They were on Monetize This with us. 20-year-olds. Oh, my God. The banging that must happen with them. Can you imagine them?
Yeah, to be young, to be 20 again, that lifeblood, having that essence.
Reminds me of me and Leah, man. Nice, sexy guy and a redheaded-looking girl. Let's go.
Can't go wrong.
This guy's like, what is going on with Joe and me and my girlfriend? But no, it's just fun to be a creepo.
Redheads are freaks in bed. So.
Yeah. Oh, let's play Dono. Fact. Oh shit! Big Dave is in the house
with Left Shark.
Well, yeah. It's Shark.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated.
I don't know why this one always does this now.
Hard. I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9. I'm shooting my semen to the ceiling. I'm coming, and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Big Dave tipped $9. Fuck Biden. Fuck Harris. We all know there is only one Kamala. Hockey playoffs this weekend.
Hell yeah.
What's gonna happen to Raw, NXT? USA gets some of the playoffs. What happens first? Midnight Express to WWE Hoff or Maiden to the Rock and Roll Hoff? 67 hate points.
Maiden to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's gotta be. Big Dave, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I love you, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go political because whatever. But the bottom line is, yeah, they're not doing so good right now. Let me tell you. I'll tell you what. They tried to impeach Trump before he got into office. Like, what would they have done if this was Trump in office right now? Jeez, they would have blown up the whole fucking goddamn world. Yeah, this is not good stuff from Biden, but whatever.
No, I mean, you don't have to defend Biden by any means, but he's certainly not at fault for everything.
He's not at fault for everything either. But again, exactly.
Trump wasn't at fault for everything either.
Trump wasn't at fault for everything, and neither is Biden. But it's been a mess the last forever, man. It's been a mess since September 11th. Let's be honest. Since September 11th, it's been a mess.
Things that are politicized that shouldn't be, it's just overwhelming.
I am excited for hockey. Okay, the Bruins are playing really well. Taylor Hall is fucking awesome since joining the Bruins. As a hockey fan and a Bruins fan, I'm psyched. And even if the Bruins are gone, I'm going to watch the playoffs this year no matter what happens. I think I think the Bruins and Islanders are going to be the only two teams, and the Caps, obviously. Capitals, Bruins, or Islanders, but I think those teams are going to make it to the very end on their sides. And as far as anybody else, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I think you got the curse of Joe Thornton, though, Leafs fan. I'm sorry. The curse of Joe Thornton, man. It always strikes in the playoffs. So good luck.
Without fail.
So that being said, Big Dave, thanks for the dono. Appreciate it. That was $9. You're a sexy beast, and that is the top dono of the stream. So we'll get you up on here. Jake, what else you got? You can move on now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, you knew, we said it last week on Out of Nowhere, once we talked about the press release from AEW, that WWE would put out something in the next few days. And there we go. Matt Men were the first ones to kind of break this, and it just kind of, blew up from there. So good for them.
Good to hear from them.
And it just kind of went everywhere from there. But Orange Cassidy is okay. He was seen socializing with a number of talents after Dynamite went off the air, and today apparently he passed concussion protocol initially and is said to be good to go for his triple threat match against AEW World Champ Kenny Omega and Pac at Double or Nothing on May 30th. Moki Z just said he won tickets and he's going to bring a JCS sign, so that's awesome.
Let's go, baby. Do you realize, Jake, it's been a year and 6 months. It's been a year and 6 months since we've seen a JCS or a Joe Cronin show sign anywhere, and so that will, dude. I might break down if I see that. I know it's stupid, but it's like I got used to seeing that every 4 months or so on a show. Like, there's the sign, someone's there with a sign, crazy, and it was really unbelievable. And so, man, I'll probably have a little bit of a crybaby moment when I see that, if I see that. But thank you, man, for that. That's very nice of you. You certainly don't have to do any of that, anybody out there, but that's really cool that you would. Also have a Jake. Absolutely. Can you make it say also on the back, Jake Swallows? Can you make that?
Yeah, you got to hold that up.
Make that happen for me. That'd be really nice.
I mean, we had Travis and a few others that brought the signs for us at NXT Takeover. That was great to see with yours and my name on it. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's funny.
Worked out for
it's
that.
nice when people bring Jake into it. People forget Jake all the time. They write Joe Cronin
I'm
show.
not worried about me. But it was just a mark out moment.
No, but it was cool because
seeing your name for Mania and knowing that the show got the recognition was
that
was
awesome. Crazy, bro. Jared was a big guy. Jared always brings signs.
Yep.
The green.
So many. So.
The bright green sign a lot of times was Jared, except for the WrestleMania one was not. That was shit. What's his name? I forget. But because they kind of like left. James. There you go. James, man. He stopped watching a long time ago. But James, what a beast for bringing that sign. No doubt about it.
Badass. Absolutely. Yeah. Looking through just some of the responses for last night and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
My two biggest criticisms, do you recall, was the Shawn Michaels Ric Flair moment they reenacted. I'm sorry, I love you.
That was awesome. I thought it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
Oh my god, I thought it was so funny, dude. I know that. I don't know why it got me. I was like, that's hilarious. That
took me out of it. That just killed me because I didn't. I liked the AJ Styles moment because that fit with their TNA rivalry and their history there, and then bringing up that kind of stuff worked great. But this was just to be like an F you to WWE, and especially because that didn't finish the match for me.
I think
that
heels.
was the conclusion.
No, but I think I think they were doing heel stuff, so that it didn't work. So the crowd went, "Yeah, see, he's not out, you dickhead who did a heel thing," and then then he was out. And so, like, I loved it.
It was the only part I didn't care for. And the other thing was Wild Thing from Moxley. Apparently, that's John Moxley's new entrance theme on Dynamite. And according to comicbook.com, they posted two things today for AEW. And they're very big on wrestling. They actually cover a lot of wrestling news now. And comicbook.com says AEW fans love John Moxley's new entrance theme on Dynamite. So everybody loves, according to Comic Book, the Wild Thing. And I just don't care for it. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit the tempo, the beat, all of
that. I agree with you 100% on. That was weird. The only reason why I didn't shit on it was because, again, I thought it was maybe his New Japan, or it was always his New Japan theme. But you telling me that that's his new theme, like, wow, that was weird. It didn't work at all.
Having Where's My Mind with the Pixies or Tarzan Boy with Baltimore, those also fit because they go with the group of best friends. And obviously Tarzan Boy with Jungle Boy fits perfect, and it gives room
Fucking
for
fire
audience
song.
interaction.
You could put that song behind Nyla Rose, and I'd get behind her. Okay.
Exactly, because it's a great song that's catchy, no doubt.
Well,
but
that'd actually be really bad if you put that behind Nyla Rose.
Tarzan Boy, yeah, no doubt about it.
I just saw that. Oh my god, I'm gonna edit a video like that and put it up on YouTube later, and then zoom in on a crotch. No, I'm just kidding, Nyla. We love you. It's okay.
Tonight.
I love that song.
But yeah, Wild Thing. It's a great song, no doubt. It just
not Wild Thing. I mean, Wild Thing's okay, but I mean, I love Jungle.
It was a tribute song. I thought it was as well, but according to at least comicbook.com and a few people on Twitter, this is going to be his entrance theme. So if that's the case, not great.
Please no.
I hope not.
I
hope they bring
I really
back.
I want you to write this down because I think they're full of shit, and I just can't believe that's true. So write that down because we're going to bury them.
This is all speculation. They're not.
They're speculating.
Yeah. This is not. They're saying here. It seems like because they said AW fans love Jon Moxley's new theme, and with Tony Khan already purchasing, the Pixies in Baltimore, we could see him purchasing this. But they definitely had polls and whatnot that showed that fans were all about this. So I'm in the minority here, but. Hopefully it was a one-night thing and it's not his new entrance theme. And I really didn't care for the like I said, the WrestleMania 24 moment between Shawn and Rick, the callback there.
I meant to bring it up the other night. I can't believe we didn't really, because I know that you didn't like it, but I don't know. And this
I did bring it up in the review briefly, but see, to me, I thought it was less of like them playing tribute and it was
they
more
were
of like
mocking
making
it.
Mockery.
They were trying to get heat by doing it. Like, haha, like, look at that.
We make it heat with.
I honestly fucking cracked up, like, because I thought it was really funny. Like, I thought it was like DX kind of stuff. Like, it was the type of thing DX would do. And so even though I don't buy the Young Bucks as anything near DX, but that moment was such a mockery. Like, I'm sorry, I love you. Like, and then they did that, dude. I'm sorry, they got me with that, and I'm not easy to please. I thought it was hilarious. I was laughing, like I was like, that's fucking hilarious. That's sad.
See, I more marked out for the Styles Clash moment and what that meant with their history. So because these guys have battled each other so many times throughout the history of TNA,
right?
And that was,
that was a big insult. Personally, and that's probably why you like that better, because that was such a personal like shot that was like, but they were doing.
I just didn't really see how because I know because they're not retiring SCU, they're just making them no longer be a tag team. If they were not going to wrestle anymore, then I understand doing the Shawn Michaels Ric Flair thing, but it wasn't a retirement match.
But see,
it was just a breakup.
But but it's them saying like, you're putting you out to pasture, you're done, you old fuck. Like that guy was literally calling him Ric Flair, so that was the insult. It's like, dude, you're calling this guy this old guy who's retiring. Damn, that was savage. But the big savage thing was, like you said, the Styles Clash. I just didn't pop for it as much. I kind of was like, oh yeah, I get that. What a shot. But when he said, I'm sorry, I love you, it was more comedic to me, and that's why I laughed at that.
I could see that, so no doubt about it. And Ric Flair, speaking of him, he actually admits that he was not comfortable with the Lacey Evans Charlotte Flair storyline. He didn't like being that pervy old man, I guess he claimed to ESPN. And he said, in this instance, I didn't feel comfortable. The one thing I've learned is you're not going to win a war when someone's got their mind made up. She most definitely didn't like it. But the one thing I can say about me is I always said yes. I didn't want to be the guy that was always going, oh, this isn't perfect for me. So I get that. He said there was something that when I got the TV, Mr. McMahon wasn't there to argue the point with. He had stuff going on. And I don't like to put pressure on someone if they can't talk to him. He just made up his mind. I think a lot of it was because Lacey was a Marine. God only knows we cannot give back enough to the people that serve in the military. And I think he wanted her to be successful. And the way to get successful sometimes is to take two people that are doing really well and give them the rub. But that's not even a great idea, because they made her look like a whore because she's married, and then you're saying she's pregnant with Ric Flair's ancient Ric Flair's child.
What Rick should have said was, "Hey Lacey, if you don't want to do this, I'll tell them no. Because you're afraid probably. I'll tell them no. You don't want to do this, I'll tell them no. I don't really want to do it either. So you don't want to do this, I'll tell them no." So if Ric Flair wanted to be a man and stick up for Lacey and say like, "Listen, we're not going to do this shit," Ric Flair would have been the one to do it. He should have been the one to say, "Listen, Vince." I can't do Ric Flair right now. But just like, it ain't, I'm not doing this. I'm uncomfortable with it. I'm not doing it. She probably, I don't know what she thinks, but I'm not doing it. And maybe Vince could have, Ric Flair could have said, "Fire me, I don't care." I mean, but maybe he was, but so like just the after thing, saying, "Oh, I didn't like it," whatever. It's you did it. Who cares? Don't say you weren't comfortable with it now.
Rick feels so insignificant and replaceable that he doesn't feel like he can speak up to say something. I mean, that's how he feels.
The thing is, he doesn't need anything, but he is. Dude, the guy loves money, though. I mean, look at his goddamn cameos and stuff, and he's.
Oh, we know that. And now he's doing the TV stuff there, the Car Shield commercials that are all over Dark Side of the Ring. It's hilarious,
right?
And the biographies they're on. It's funny to see him with all those things, but.
No, I'll tell you why. Someone said, I think, who was it? Oh, it was Mike M in the chat said they had absolutely no. Oh no, it was It was Janelle. Young Bucks have no association with Ric Flair and HBK. Why do it? Well, the point is, they did have association with the Styles Clash, so that made sense. The reason why it makes sense with the HBK thing, it's not about HBK and Flair as much as it's about us saying, we're taking you out. We're putting you out to pasture.
I get the putting him out to pasture thing.
But they're also...
but
they're just getting general heat that way by mocking that moment and then also putting it on these guys. I think it's very obvious why it works. Like, it didn't work for me personally. Like I said, that was something. But it was just funny to see, like, the two main points that I had laughing.
An issue with last night was the headline articles. And it was just, I couldn't help but laugh. Like, the two main takeaways I had from last night was, like, I didn't like the Rick thing, I didn't like Wild thing, and those were the two things that everybody's talking about today.
Yeah, what a weird, thing.
Figures.
Yeah, like, it was, to me, I agree, it was a nothing thing, like the Wild thing. Not a lot to talk about. I thought it was awkward, weird, doesn't fit him. That's it. Bam, throw it out, fix it.
Everybody's going nuts. I don't get it.
I mean, I heard people saying it wasn't good. I didn't hear anybody. I really thought people didn't like it.
Where it's over, like Rover,
really
95% to 5%.
What?
82 to 18. Yeah, there was a couple different ones on Twitter earlier. And then, like I said, even with comic book reporting on everybody that tweeted about how much they love and all the stars chiming in about the Wild Thing song being a great choice. And a lot of people were all for it. And while we're still talking about AEW, I know you mentioned it on your news update the other day, but poor Ricky. That was scary. Ricky Starks absolutely broke his neck. He has a slight fracture. He's going to be out for 3 months, no wrestling, but he doesn't need surgery at this time, thankfully. So that's great for him. And I mean, he said, the funny thing is, the day that I wrestled Cody, I got a phone call from WWE saying, "Hey, we've been watching you. We want to bring you in." I said, "Oh, really? Oh, okay, interesting, of all days." And so I entertained that conversation because I was curious, but I think I already knew which decision I was going to make. We heard this before. WWE calls him literally the day that he wrestles Cody on AEW. Now they're interested.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Funny how that works with WWE.
They're so
I'm
weird.
glad Ricky stuck to his guns and went to AEW.
This is like when I used to have somebody on my show, and then like suddenly, like everybody wanted them to show up or something. Mm-hmm. It was really weird.
Absolutely.
Very similar, dude.
Funny how that works. They don't want anything to do with them beforehand, though.
It's very weird. Speaking of that, Bullfrog is still on hold. He's broken his promise.
He's waiting to speak his mind, but
he's broken his promise.
I'm glad that Ricky Starks doesn't need surgery. That's a
yes.
Chris Jericho did suffer a legitimate injury, though. His elbow is not work. That elbow is actually legitimately injured. We're not sure yet if he'll miss any in-ring time, but Brian Alvarez said on Wrestling Observer that injury is legitimate. So
that's ridiculous.
Possibly a fracture of the elbow.
Because of how his elbow hit the wood and everything when he landed?
I'm not sure if that was the moment or something else in the match, but he's definitely legitimately injured. So,
that is crazy.
I mean, we heard Chris Jericho's responses to everybody.
If he's gonna look like the Terminator when they have that match in the stadium, then, which is hilarious because he's got that big robot arm. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it works, but
no
doubt about it.
Let me play another dono here. Let's see what you guys are saying. By the way, right now our top donation is coming in from Big Dave. He is the top dog, Big Dave, with $9. Big Dave, thank you, brother, for trying to keep this show alive. Let's see if we can get another one in here.
Shit bomb.
Kevin Murphy.
You become
What's up there, Kevin Murphy?
a shit bomb.
Love the show, boys.
Thank you, Kevin. What's up? Cheers, brother.
Thank you.
Are you from? Where are you from, Kevin? Are you? Because I'm mostly English, Scottish, and Irish. So what part of that are you? I'm assuming England, but we'll see. Kevin Murphy, because of the Murphy, I wonder Wonder if you're up there in the County Cork or Fermanagh. Thank you, Kevin. What else you got? There's so much. I mean, there's so much more. It's crazy.
Yeah, so we did say Orange Cassidy is okay. Past concussion protocol seems to be
now,
good.
was he really injured? We think so, right? I think so.
I mean, it was a legit injury.
Yes.
So that was confirmed, and Dave Meltzer was saying it again this morning. Same thing with Brian Alvarez. They were going back and forth saying that the plan was, and they even said it was weird. How are they going to fit in a 20-minute match? Same type of criticism not criticism, but thought process you had.
Yep.
And I guess, but that was the plan, to have a 20-minute time limit draw. And they said they would never have this non-finish in AEW. That was something Tony Khan was very proud of. No DQs and no non-finishes. But they posed the question, and I agree, isn't a time limit draw a non-finish?
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
really, that's what it is. It's a non-finish. So all these times they've had the time limit draws to protect themselves, that's a non-finish as well. So you can't give WWE shit for doing non-finishes. If they might do it more.
I don't get why they say these things. It's like, yeah, why? Why would you not once in a while have a fucking count out? They've had one count out. Once in a while you're going to have non-finishes, and they should happen.
Disqualification finishes because they don't want that. Why not? It works every now and again.
It's just
don't
not
do it all the time.
It's not in the moments. That's all they're going to say is we're not going to have these. We're not going to have a bunch of dud finishes in important moments. That's what they need to say. That's all you need to say. Okay, because you got to have one once in a while to show that it can happen. But you don't need to do what WWE does, which is build up these certain things and then it's a dud finish.
Exactly.
All the time or whatever, So that's all you got to say. How about just say we're going to book better than them? That's all you say. We're going to book better than they are.
Stadium Stampede, we don't know if they're going to film it beforehand or find a way to do something, at least in a portion, in front of fans, and then just air the rest of the match after the fact. Have it, the rest of it be taped and start live. But they're still working on that.
Why not film half of it behind the scenes filmed, and then have a moment where everyone's heading back to the ring, and then then they all come out and
finish it live. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. They would start it live, and then it would go into tape. But either way, that would work. At least have some fan interaction
and have weapons all over the place. And
yeah, I prefer that if they could do it that way. We also have the triple threat, as we mentioned. Then we have Shida taking on Britt Baker for the women's title. We have the Casino Battle Royal for a future title shot for the AEW title against whoever wins the triple threat. We know that Christian and Matt Sydal are in that match already, and they're going to face each other next week. Then we have Cody Rhodes taking on Anthony Ogogo, as we mentioned, and Hangman Adam Page taking on Brian Cage in a double or nothing match. So,
I think they'll be nice. I'm ready for it. I hope it's good. And now, how many fans? This is the one where the fans are all back, right?
Yes, they're saying full return.
Wow.
So we'll see what that ends up being exactly for numbers. I don't know what they're going to be able to sell, but they keep saying this is a full capacity return.
Wow, that's going to be fun if it is. I mean, it's got to be. It's going to be exciting to see that.
Absolutely, I cannot wait. So,
do we want to mention
to have that in front of everyone? That's awesome.
What do you think Zelina Vega is going to do coming back to WWE? Whatever's going on.
It looks like she's coming back to WWE. It was reported that she was at the Performance Center. Property of once you're property, you're always property, I guess. And
you think
she
she's
was
going to
working
train
with Simone Johnson, The Rock's daughter.
You think she's training? You think she's back to train?
I don't know if she's training Simone or if she's working, but they were filming some type of thing at the Performance Center with Simone and Zelina, and then social media posts have always showed that these two have been close friends for a long time. So I don't know if she's just doing something for her, but there's a lot of rumors that she's recently that she's planned on returning to WWE
with a tag team with Simone. Maybe
that would be interesting. And
her and the
also Aleister Black has just shown off this amazing body transformation he's done over the past 7 months, and how he's really, worked on himself, and he's come back to a different, intensity. And so he's got plans and a lot of contract time left. So I'm sure he'd like to have his wife with him there as well. And I'm sure WWE knows this and have kind of used him still being under contract to hold her over a barrel.
No, she probably was on Twitch and started realizing, shit, I'm not making money anymore or whatever.
Yeah, this isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, she was like me. She's like, oh, shit, I got to go get a real job too. She figured it out. She realized, like, uh-oh. I can't just be a whore on Twitch. Like, this isn't gonna. Fuck, I gotta go back to WWE.
Her 90-day non-compete has since expired back in February, and she's still not been with any wrestling promotions, which tends to lead people to think that she is being at least spoken to by WWE.
Yeah, that means AEW said no thanks.
Or AEW knows that she's already, they've been told that she's already, purchased by WWE. It's just not finalized.
Well, it makes sense.
Tony Khan apparently wanted to do something with her, really liked her, had a good conversation, and reached out to her, but then nothing came of it. So it makes me think like maybe he did like her, but then she said, "Well, I'm still considering WWE." If that's the case, who knows?
Imagine what are they going to offer her? Either $100,000 or less. WWE's going to offer her $400,000.
Yeah, 300 to 400,000, somewhere around there.
Oh, I get to be fucking more famous and make more money for a few more years. And she probably figured, listen, Twitch is going to be around. All this shit's going to be around in 2 years and 5 years. I'm going to go make more money with the. What am I doing? You know what I mean? She got sick of playing with her tip, on Twitch. Like, hey guys, what's up? Someone play Mario Kart with me? Which, by the way, is not a bad thing. I'm joking.
Should have done the hot tub streams.
Listen, she's pretty hot. I think if she engaged more too, like I saw her getting donations and she didn't react to anything. Like sometimes, like it's like people were tipping her stuff.
You're not the only one that's brought that up.
Really?
And yeah, that was kind of an issue on one of her subreddits for a little bit.
She sucks. Like I think one time
people
I said something.
Like, you don't owe people the world. I get that, but to not even like offer a thank you, like it was getting to be a bit egregious.
Yeah, it's like,
ridiculous.
dude, if you're that crazy, do what I did and set a minimum, right? So she should have set a $5 minimum, or a $10 minimum or whatever. That way,
especially on Twitch, you get like a bit or 10 bits, whatever the minimum is. What is that? 20 cents. I can understand not wanting to react to everything, but
a lot of her things like 1,000 bits or 10,000 bits or something would come in, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, we doing that? Okay, cool." Bling, like fucking $300 comes in, and she'd be like, "Oh, we doing that? Cool. Oh, thanks for the bits," and then she'd just continue on. She wouldn't say thanks, George. Like, hey George, oh my god, thanks for the bits. What's up? George, you a wrestling fan, or are you a fan of me? You just find me on here? What's going on? Like, some kind of interaction in sales? Like, do you know any, like, what are you doing? Like, if somebody donates to you, like, fucking acknowledge something. Like, they just fucking donated something. Like, Christ, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, I can't get over that. And that made her look bad to me. I was like, well, I'm not watching this. I stopped watching her because I was like, well, this isn't entertaining really to me. And she's hot, but it's like, and then the way she was treating people, I was like, this is stupid. I'm not watching her. It's probably what happened to Dry. People figured that out. We're like, she doesn't give a fuck. I'm out of here. She probably could have had a massive following. Paige knows how to do this. I think Paige does. I think Paige always like gets super interactive with guys. Like, there's some guy lonely. He's like, I want to get, a reaction from Paige and support her, but I want to get a reaction. And they donate, $50 to Paige. And Paige would be like, oh, thank you so much, John. You're so nice. How are you? Oh, yeah, I do have 3 cats, and I do eat them out with my lips. Thank you, John. Yeah, so, last night, and it's like that's an interaction, but Zelina Vega was like, I don't give a shit. It's like, man, why the fuck would anybody give her money?
Now I can't find the Reddit post that I had read, of course. Everything that comes up is the first time she had her post-WWE stream where she cried. That's the only thing that comes out.
Yeah. See, I take Paige is fun. Paige is fun and pretty real to me. Like, I like her. It's, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get that vibe from Zelina. I think she's cool with her friends, like her inner friends or her inner circle or the people she's playing with and stuff like that. She's cool with them and they're all having a great time. But she couldn't it's like, I'm almost wonder why are you streaming? Like, I don't. You seem like you hate.
And Wrestling Observer did report that she was making more on Twitch than she was in WWE. But if they hire her back, she'll probably make a decent amount. So
plus, she can probably restructure that into the contract. Like, hey, I'm still going to do my Twitch thing, so better build that in.
Yeah, because they were going to go against their downside guarantee, and I'm still curious where Samoa Joe is going to go. People were talking about Daniel Bryan, It seems that way.
What if
I don't think I would like to see him go to AEW, but it seems like he's going to be going to Impact for their anniversary pay-per-view in July. So
if his heart's in Impact, he's going to go there, and they're going to offer him a nice little temporary contract, and then maybe he'll go to AEW. But dude, if I'm AEW right now, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm like, dude, we have to get Daniel Bryan and Samoa Joe. I'm like, let's go. We got to get these guys right now. Let's go. You know, I mean, or one of them. You got to get one of them, but especially Daniel Bryan. I mean, you got to, if that's really on the table, which I don't believe, by the way. I believe that Bryan is purposely pretending and letting the contract thing happen, and he's really is going to show up on Raw. That's what I think. I think he's going to Raw, and this was all just a like, let's get that going, because what's better than where's he going to go? To us, of course, Raw. Like, it's a great idea for WWE. And his wife is there and everything. But Bullfrog is still on the hold. He wants to come on. But yeah, so I think they got to make a play. That's big. That's the closest thing to CM Punk, you can get, is getting Daniel Bryan. You can use his music too. So yeah, Daniel Bryan, and then Samoa Joe's a nice little. Samoa Joe would just be a great character and wrestler to have his services. I mean, dude, with his mic skills and stuff, he would really help that roster legitimize.
He's a great get.
I think he's more important than Christian. I think he's bigger than
he's
Christian.
Another Christian where you could wrestle still and put people over. So.
Right. But
and also teach in the background. So
exactly,
multifaceted.
I think he's more interesting than Christian, to be honest. I do like Christian. But
he has more to offer than Christian, I feel.
Yeah, so it's like, go.
He still has a championship title run left in him.
Wouldn't it be great if Daniel Bryan brought that fucking like crazy, like, everything's made of cannabis shit over to AEW?
Yeah, I mean, to
that
see
again.
Heel Daniel Bryan against face Orange Cassidy, and you get the yes kicks versus the no reaction kicks. There's so many possibilities. That was one of the things that actually, I'll plug Spaz for him, that we were talking about. Who did we want to see Daniel Bryan face if he goes elsewhere? It's kind of a fantasy booking thing. And you and I had talked about that before. And kind of funny enough, we were talking about Ric Flair earlier.
Kenny Omega, man. Kenny Omega and Daniel Bryan for that title. Oof.
That would be that one's so obvious. That's why we didn't even pick it.
Hemp belt. There you go.
Given.
Hemp belt, Mr. Pico. Thank you.
I really wanted to see him take on Sammy Guevara. Like, that would be exciting to me. But
yeah,
it was funny enough that Roman Reigns actually lost respect for Charlotte and Ric Flair, and this was confirmed by Rick and Conrad Thompson. So it's not just hearsay.
Say it again.
What had happened? Roman Reigns lost respect for Ric Flair and Charlotte Flair when they went after Becky Lynch over the Man trademark, when she was calling herself the Man. And remember, Rick then went and took it to court to get the trademark, and for the, saying like she was gimmick infringing her, and he tweeted like, I'm the only one that can be the Man, you got to beat the Man, and all that. Obviously it's a gimmick for him, but she was calling herself the Man, and he made such a big deal out of it.
That was weird, man. I thought that I understand what Rick was saying, but I didn't even think of that when she was doing that. I wasn't even thinking. It
seemed like a Ric Flair parody or
I know what he's saying, because when he compares it and says that, I go, oh, I get what you're saying. But it doesn't infringe on that. It's a whole different thing. And that he did that I thought was really petty and weird.
It was very unbecoming. So I understand exactly what Roman is saying here. He was like, I just couldn't be respectful of them going forward because of how he handled that.
But
and how his daughter handled it.
But also, I think Roman Reigns should shut the fuck up.
Well, they since fix things, and this is Ric Flair speaking. He's like, it meant a lot to me. I went and found him and I talked to them and we worked it out. But
yeah, but man, listen. Oh my God, man. Ric Flair having to apologize to you is hilarious. But I get it. But I mean, Ric Flair would have done the same thing though back in the day. If somebody was doing that to his fellow wrestler in the roster, Ric Flair would have been
Roman
savage.
is a big company man. That's true.
Yeah, Roman's a company guy. These are his
friends.
And
on top of it, he's a locker room guy too. So he actually, we've heard it many times before, where he defends people in the locker room. So
yeah. I get it. I get Roman defending him. Or defending Becky.
And the best thing about this whole interview too is that he says that Bret Hart is nothing but bitter and lonely. That's why he made those comments about Triple H.
Well, I mean, I don't blame him there for defending Triple H either, because Bret Hart.
Because remember, Bret Hart's comments were really weird about Triple H.
Listen,
always only going to be relevant because of who
I
he
love
married.
Bret. I love Bret, but I know why he's mad at Triple H too, because Triple H did nothing but fuck with him when he was here. Bret Hart was in the WWF for a long time, and Triple H showing up when Shawn Michaels was kind of being a prick, and Triple H jumped on the prick bandwagon with Michaels, and they really made shit suck for Bret Hart and a lot of people, and Triple H lied to Bret Hart multiple times and lied about him, and so I understand why Bret has a bitterness to Triple H, but there is no chance in hell that some of the stuff that Bret Hart says about Triple H would anyone really believe. Like, I agree. I think I like Bret Hart in the ring, I think, better than Triple H as far as matches go in a way. But Triple H has had a lot of big matches that were really exciting. I understand what Bret Hart says, but I think Triple H is a damn legend that has had a lot of amazing entertainment moments and matches. Bret Hart has also had a lot of amazing matches, and I just don't think the discrepancy is that bad. Like, Bret Hart says he's like a 4 out of 10 or something. Like, I think that's crazy. Like, that's, what the hell? Like, I don't believe that at all.
Absolutely ridiculous. That's just bitterness and being petty.
I understand it from Bret, because he is bitter and he has a right to be about a lot of things, but you would think at this point that you'd be like, listen, I never thought Triple H was the craziest, guy. He wasn't my type of thing to watch. But he went out there and he did something very similar every match, and he did it really well, and he was an entertaining guy, and he had a lot of charisma, and he's a legend in the business, and he's not exactly.
If you want to say that Hunter buried many people, and obviously, you could say a lot of negative things about Triple H, no doubt, but saying that his only legacy is marrying Stephanie is just not.
That's accurate. A weird thing to say. Like, I mean, you got to be trolling people or something at this point. I mean, it's funny. It's fucking hilarious. Like, if you in an interview he goes, "Yeah, I mean, really, the only thing that I can think that Triple H ever did was, he married Stephanie McMahon. That was probably, if he had done it at WrestleMania, that would have been his only WrestleMania moment." Like, that'd be fucking funny if he said something like that, dude. Here's the donos.
Shit bum.
Yeah.
Shit bum.
So Boogie got butt bullied in jail and it hurts when he sits down, maybe because he is a fat fuck that shoot right should have aimed for your head, donut sack.
We talked about that AJ Adams on the podcast me and Jake just did, that will be up on Patreon in about 20 minutes after this show ends. It will be up for you on Patreon to listen in your car ride tomorrow. You can download it on your phone to save your data plan in audio form. It's going to be up on Patreon. And we talked about how Boogie, Jake, who weighed more, Boogie or Jake? Find out on the podcast. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be up on Patreon.
That's right.
We're only 9 patrons away from 300 again. Thank you for the donation, sir.
It's funny, Boogie got those fake teeth afterwards, too, and I'm waiting on my partial replacement.
You're stealing
any
everything
good
from him.
Friday podcast? Any good right after SmackDown podcast? I might have stolen Jake again.
What's up, Spaz Phoenix? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, Spaz did some naughty things to me, and it wasn't nice, but...
Spaz Phoenix podcast on Spotify and YouTube. It's really good. I got to get him. I'm telling you, Spaz, you son of a bitch. I need you for like 20 minutes. I want to do a new segment where we talk NXT. Get out like 15 minutes. Like, you break it down and I react to it, and you give me the update and you plug your shit. Let's do it. And then we'll plug what you did with Jake every time. Let's do that. All right, bring it on. What was that, Jake?
Yeah, baby. I was saying, he made me do the show, and he did some terrible things to me. And
he was raped again.
Yeah.
Unbelievably terrible.
Now that Zelina is coming back, probably WWE hire back your other fuck-up releases you did in Samoa Joe and the Iconics.
I wouldn't want to see them hired back. I think, well, the Iconics, I mean, in one sense, I wish they weren't gone because they fit that WWE mold because they're not amazing wrestlers. So the indie work, I don't know if they would always be able to put in, and they might be able to focus on the comedy in AEW, but I think they could be more than comedic. They have like a I don't want to say they have a ceiling to their capabilities, but they certainly, didn't get to achieve all they could have in WWE. That's for sure.
Yeah. I really wish that they had just stayed a tag team and they'd kept it going. Easy E, thank you for the $3.
I don't know why WWE is so obsessed with breaking people apart for no reason and then pairing random people together.
It's what's the other two guys? The Dozer and Tank guy, whatever.
Yeah, Otis and
whatever.
Tucker's gone, and then Otis is now with Gable as a heel, which made no sense.
Poor Tucker, huh, man? Where's Tucker? I tried to reach out to him, but it's just a weird. Like what? Like I
emailed him as well, and never heard back. And
well, he's dead. He killed himself.
Shit bum.
Moxley should have came out to the Major League version if Wild Thing. It would been a lot better and epic, just like in the movie. Everyone's singing it, especially the shake it part. Fucking awesome. Bring in Vaughn to close the game.
Yeah, a lot of people mentioned that it would have been better if they did the Major League version. Harry, Steve, thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were saying that. Well, Jake, let's rattle through the predictions.
Yeah, really quick, I got rapid fire things here.
Okay,
Damian Priest said that if the storyline with Bad Bunny flopped, he was told that, guess what? You're done. So
really,
he's very thankful that this worked. Yeah, he
oh my God, dude,
he would have been done with the main roster.
He must have been, dude. He must have been masturbating in his head when he saw Bad Bunny do the fucking Canadian Destroyer on the outside. He was like,
that was actually one of the things he brought up, and it was pretty funny. So that's got a good listen. You can check that out.
You're fired if it doesn't work. You're at WrestleMania and you see this fucking skinny cunt do a goddamn Canadian Destroyer, and the crowd goes nuts, and you think in your head like,
payday.
Yeah.
He's so excited.
Oh, and then like 2 minutes later he paralyzes himself on a bad mistake, and then he just like
yep, because they were so worried, but they thought the pairing was good with the heritage together, and it fit. They worked well together, and thankfully it worked out. But if it didn't, they purposely let him know, if this doesn't work, it's on you.
That's actually a courtesy thing that they said. If they said that to him, is a very respectful thing. Like, listen, man, you're a veteran. You've been around a while. You're like 40 years old, bro. We're not gonna fuck with you. If this doesn't work, you're done.
Yeah,
that's one of those things. I appreciate you telling me that. I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah, because they certainly didn't bury the Miz. He's one of those people that could lose and survive it. But if Priest lost or it came out bad there was no recovering from that.
Wow.
Also, Retribution, we know, is no more. We still have the terrible names, but we don't know that Mia Yim is keeping her Retribution name. She was supposed to attack Carmella when she was coming out for her entrance this past week on SmackDown. But because it was the throwdown, throwback, whatever you want to call it, edition, all that nonsense, they ran out of time, so they had to move it to apparently this coming week.
Jesus.
So she's supposed to still be continued for that. One of the things that I heard, and I don't know if I want to believe it, but it seems logical. WWE, we're hearing rumors that Madison Square Garden will be the location for SummerSlam, and one of the things Vince McMahon is considering, allegedly, I've heard, is Logan Paul and Jake Paul taking each other on in a boxing match.
Where?
At SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam?
Vince would want to do some type of exhibition, or Logan versus Jake, or have the Paul brothers included in some type of wrestling match if he can't have them box. But yes, he wants to have them included, again, depending on what the buy rate and success of the Mayweather pay-per-view is.
Dude, if you could, I don't think those guys would box each other, would they? Fight each other for real?
They recently actually jokingly kind of said that they would face each other down the line. So if WWE offers them a shit ton of money,
would you really be able to knock your brother out, though? Think about that.
Oh, yeah. They have that competitive drive to each other.
You really think so?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I don't know if I could knock my brother out. Like, in, like, picture, like blowing him in the, hitting him with a blow to the head that could potentially damage him. I don't know. Trying to think of when brothers have really done that. That's a rough one. I'd be better off thinking, like, if they could get some celebrities, kind of like how they've been doing it.
Actually, I just Googled it right now, and it's like Logan and Jake are teasing an actual fight. The brothers have never gone toe-to-toe. ESPN's Max Kellerman interviewed Logan Paul this week, asking him about Jake and who's the better fighter. So now they're doing the, after the whole gotcha hat thing, and they said who's the better fighter. So they're starting to tease the rivalry again. Do
you remember the buy rate for the last fight at the Tyson thing? Do you know what that was? I don't remember. Anybody remember?
I recall offhand.
And then because the buys were huge. Like the last few Logan Paul, Jake Paul things. Hey, you may love him, hate him, whatever. They've drawn a lot, and Bad Bunny, I felt like his fans kind of tuned into the YouTube clips more, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul's fans are kind of used to tuning into the live event fight. So that, I think, would bring a lot more eyes.
Tyson Holyfield was $1.6 million in pay-per-view buys and $80 million in revenue for Triller.
But what about Logan Paul, though?
That one, I think, did quite a bit as well. I'm looking up that one, but
it might have been 800,000 to 1.5 million. I don't know, something like that. So my point is that like that might bring it. You might bring in 500,000 people on that, and I'm serious.
The Jake Paul one before that was really huge. I'm trying to see what the KSI one was as well with Logan.
See,
but Jake's recent one, Jake's against Askren there with Ben.
Yeah,
that was a really well bought fight too. We're hearing crazy numbers for that, but what's his name? Dana White says it's not legitimate, but we'll see. We're still waiting for extra proof on that. But any event, Mia Yim will
either way. If you look at the people that watched it free, a lot of people watched that.
They still made bank. And speaking of bank, Peacock is offering WrestleMania Backlash for 99 cents. So can't beat that. It includes 1 month of the network and everything else Peacock has to offer. That includes Young Rock, House, everything on the network. So can't beat it. Go ahead and you can get a 7-day free trial if you don't want to put up the 99 cents.
That just reminds me, I gotta binge watch Young Rock because I really enjoy that show.
I only saw the first episode. I've heard good things. I mean, I like the first one, but
I think the first two were good. That's all I've seen, but they were great to me.
Speaking of Damian Priest and The Miz, that leads us into WWE's WrestleMania Backlash. So here we are, Damian Priest versus The Miz, a lumberjack match. I feel like The Miz is losing again. What do you think?
Unfortunately, didn't Damian Priest lose after the WrestleMania match to them? So they got their win back.
I don't recall.
Because I remember we were like, we said something like, it was like, okay, so this guy just got a big win with Bad Bunny. Now he's on Raw and loses. Like he comes back, and then the first thing happens when Bad Bunny is gone is now Damian Priest loses.
Yes, that's right. So I don't think he'll lose this one though with the lumberjack, because now the whole point is the Miz can't run away.
Right. So like if he had not lost yet, I would say, they're going to give Miz his win back because they like to give him one after he takes one for them. So this though, I will say you're right. Now's the time to push Damian, and I bet the Miz knows that too. I bet you Miz is saying like, dude, we got to put this guy over now. Like, I mean, let him stand on his own now. So hopefully that is what's going to happen.
It seems that way. I'm trying to see when they defeated him April 12th on Raw.
Right.
In a handicap tag match.
Which was
okay.
Right.
Good memory there. And then
I usually don't have it, but I have it right now going, I guess. Like, that's weird.
Beat the Miz, and then he beat the Miz with the New Day versus Elias and Jackson Riker, and then he defeated John Morrison twice for the last 2 weeks.
Boom.
But he did lose after Mania, the 12th, 2 days after.
And that was like, what? Why?
And it was a handicap match too, so it was like even more of an excuse to get out of it. But I think Damian Priest wins here, and this ends the feud. They have to end this here. No way, shape about it. No, it has to be done.
I wonder almost if Priest is going to win by beating Morrison, and that will lead to Miz and Morrison now feuding with each other, because they've already started hinting at these two not getting along, but I don't know. Could be. Yeah,
that's literally what Breakup Google just said. When will Johnny Impact turn on the Miz? And it seems to be like this is, going to be happening eventually. They don't even need to break them up. They could just have them do separate things and go their own way, but whatever. So
I wish they put the Miz back with his wife, because they're gold together.
They were so good. Maurice is a great heel.
I love them together.
Perfect bitch package. She plays that role so well, and it's easy to believe her being nasty.
I don't know why, but like the Miz is good. I'm just sick of him a lot of times. But him and his wife have a chemistry that's really good. Like they're pretty good, man. I like it.
Including the stuff he did with Daniel Bryan. When Miz went ahead and faced John Cena and Nikki Bella, the promos, vignettes, and everything they had going up to Mania were some of my favorite things in the Miz. The way he tore apart John Cena and acting like them and the house rules and the parodies, promos, and like the SNL type skits, they delivered those so well. It was hilarious. I know we saw one of them live and laughed our ass off. It was great. So
we're going full Damian Priest here.
Damian Priest. Next up is the Dirty Dogs. Ziggler and Rude taking on Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. I don't see the Mysterios winning here yet.
Against who?
Against Ziggler and Rude.
Oh, yeah.
I think Ziggler and Rude will retain, and it won't be till fans return that they'll lose in front of an audience.
I think this... Is it me or is Ziggler and Rude just like stale nothing? Like they feel like nothing.
They are stale nothing, but same thing with Rey and Dominic. They're just...
Yeah.
Father-son team, but it's not even they're barely anything as well. The whole tag division is very boring, but
this one's hard because I almost think they could win and be like the father and son have captured the tag. It's such a great like story thing that Vince would jerk off to. Like father and son holding the tag team titles. Has that ever happened? I don't know.
I want to say yes. But
father and son holding the tag team championships.
I swear
of WWE
somewhere. I don't know about WWE, but
maybe somewhere else happened. But I'm saying WWE. Has that ever happened? WWE? I don't remember that. Brothers of Yes, but not father and son.
WWE's father and son team ups. Let's see. They have a list here.
Just because
Cowboy Bob and Randy Orton, they were Shane and Vince never held tag titles, right?
I know. Oh, that's a good point. They might have against DX.
Dusty
maybe?
and Dustin used to wrestle together quite a bit.
Yeah, they did, but they didn't win him back then. And I remember Dustin was WrestleMania 4 or 5 or something.
Fritz and the Von Erichs. Okay, that's another one. Kurt and Larry Hennig.
No, but not in WWE. Larry the Axe and Kurt, I don't think ever wrestled together in WWE. The Von Erichs, yes, in like
I think that was in AWA.
In Texas, yes, and in AWA probably, but not in WWE though. My point is Vince has never seen it. Vince has never gotten to do that.
And I'm looking through and I'm going through all different lists and Chavo and Chavo Jr., The Rock and Rocky Johnson, Bruno and David Sammartino,
like
Larry and Kurt.
I would save it like you. I would save it for like SummerSlam. But I can see Vince just pulling the trigger just because, just to do like, oh wow, like yay. So, dude,
Vernon Greg Gagne, Dominic and Rey Mysterio, Dustin and Dusty, Shane and Vince, Bob and Randy, and then Fritz, Kevin, and Mike Von Erich. That's the list of father son. So yeah, they'd never had it.
I'm gonna tell you, wow. I'm actually gonna pick the friggin' Mysterios to win here because that's just something he's gonna run with. Father and son holding the gold for a little while.
It's not a bad idea. I just don't see it happening, or at least not happening yet.
I agree. I think if it was me, I would wait. I'd be like, we're absolutely doing that, but we're doing it at SummerSlam. Or we're doing it later. I agree, when people are here or whatever. But I'm just thinking,
the story has just really not been interesting either. I mean, it's been a real nothing. There's nothing to it.
That's exactly why I think they're doing it. I think, listen, Ziggler and this guy this has been nothing. They're not doing anything, so the story this becomes the story when they win the belts. So the story gets starting to be told after they win the belts, as opposed to what you would think, which is the lead up to getting the belts.
Okay, that makes a good deal of sense.
I'm just thinking like Vince. That's all. I'm just I don't necessarily think I would do it. Maybe I'm just trying to think like Vince and predict. So I'm gonna go Mysterio. Can't believe it. Weird, but
it's a good pick. I'm glad we're not agreeing.
Yeah, it's good to be different already. Good.
But next up, we have Bianca Belair versus Bayley. This is Bianca's, first title defense. She'll retain. If she loses to Bayley here, then they really failed Bianca.
Even if
I don't
Bayley
see Pet Project losing yet.
Absolutely not. Yeah, even if Bayley cheated, it would be like, yeah, but seriously, this girl held the belt for a second. So
now I say that, but the result of the next match will, leave a lot to be desired. But yeah, I don't see a way Bianca can lose here. I think Bayley could win in a subsequent rematch, but
I just
not not this soon. Not the first pay-per-view after Mania for her first title defense. No.
I would absolutely say, listen, if Bianca Belair is supposed to be as good as we're supposed to make her be, she cannot lose this belt for at least 3 months. At least 3 months. If not, run.
Got to be 90 days. Got to be.
Yeah, run with this belt for a while.
Please. Let her, yeah, absolutely. So next up is Rhea Ripley versus, Rhea Ripley's the Raw Women's Champion in a triple threat, taking on Asuka and Charlotte Flair. It makes me sick to my stomach. I'm predicting. I'm gonna get this out. I'm predicting Charlotte. I'm gonna be sick. Jesus, Charlotte Flair. Wins.
Charlotte. I'm coming back soon, Charlotte. My placenta's dried, Charlotte.
She's the 13-time champion. I think they want that. And then I think they're going to turn the feud of her and Rhea Ripley going at it. But I think they want to get Asuka out of there. And I could see them turning Rhea face again because it doesn't make sense with her as a heel. And with Charlotte already being a heel in this, it just, I don't know. I could see Charlotte winning. I know we just said Rhea, with her first title defense. And yeah, she lost to Charlotte last year too, and I could see Charlotte winning here. It kills me, but
I got to be honest. I almost think Vince is. I'm just trying to think like Vince. I think Vince thinks Rhea's like, what is this? I don't know.
He doesn't get her. I swear. That's why he made her heel at first.
I don't know what to do with
she came in with momentum as a face like no other.
I agree. I think Charlotte's going to fucking win the belt from Rhea, and then they're gonna have a feud. And I think Charlotte will end up keeping the belt. But that's what I think. I think they're going to have a feud, and Charlotte's going to cheat or do something to win the belt. I really do. I think the same thing. A safer pick is Rhea to keep it, but I'm going Charlotte as well, so I'm there with you on this one. Just because I'm thinking they're going to... I wouldn't do this, I don't think, but I'm going there with you.
Yeah, I mean...
And we got Luke Rojas on hold. We'll get Luke Rojas and Bullfrog on at the very end, but we're going to rattle through this real quick.
Yeah, baby. And one of the things I know some people messaged me on DM. They wanted me to talk about it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't confirmed. And I cover enough speculatory stories, obviously. But with this one, it was more personal with Bray Wyatt.
Oh, we didn't even talk about this. You're right. Good job bringing this up. I forgot.
Yeah, so essentially Sports, Wrestling Edge, 411 Mania.
A
few other places brought it up. But I haven't seen anyone really discuss it that usually I find.
But, dude, this makes 100% sense now, because go ahead, tell everybody what we're talking about, because some people may not know what we're talking about.
They're saying now, essentially it's being reported allegedly that the reason Bray Wyatt is missing from WWE since the Raw after Mania and why they changed the booking is actually because he's struggling with the death of Brody Lee. He's having a hard time. I thought I had the Brody shirt on. I don't. He's having a tough time with Brody's passing. They were very, very, very close, raised their families together, their kids together, I'm saying. And apparently he's going through a lot of mental health issues and depression. That's why they changed the WrestleMania booking. That's why the WrestleMania match opened with a Brody Lee tribute, with him doing the, yeah. And you could see he was kind of emotional through the mask at that point. Makes sense for everything. If this is really why they had to shit can the plans, because it was so weird for the Fiend to lose at Mania the way he did and to be buried, and it just didn't fit with Orton. Why would Orton win? And the week before, he RKOs him and he gets right back up, but then he RKOs him at Mania and that takes him out. Like, none of it made sense for WrestleMania. But if it really is just because he took off time because he's struggling mentally with the loss of his friend, then I wish him well, and I hope he comes back stronger than ever.
But see, then everything kind of makes sense. Right before that, knowing that or hearing that, none of this made any sense. And not only did it make no sense, but it made negative sense. Really bad sense. So this makes sense. Okay, listen. He's going to be out a while. We can't move with this. Quickly, let's get through this, make it the first match, whatever, and put over like in a movie almost. Alexa Bliss is taking
Alexa
over.
Bliss and replace the Fiend with Alexa.
Yes, and that makes sense. Like, why are they doing this with Alexa? And it's like, okay, well, there you go. That really does wrap it all up. Like, listen, Alexa's doing well, so she can kind of take the reins of this weird thing and keep it going while you take this break. And, of course, Randy has to win because he's going to be the one that's here. And it also puts over Alexa Bliss. Like, what does this mean for her? And Randy Orton wins, and the Fiend is sort of just scooted away. It makes 100% sense. I believe this story. Because otherwise, it's like none of it makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
Unless it's the story that, because there was the other rumor that Vince was mad he was like overweight or something. I mean, either way, it was obviously designed to get him out of here. One way or the other, it was designed to get him out of here. And I find it hard to believe with all that he's done that it was because he was overweight they wanted to get him out of here. So it's got to be, it's got to be that he was dealing with the problems or he needed time off or whatever it is. It's
because at first it felt like they pulled the Speed 2 cruise control thing going on. We're in like, where's Keanu Reeves? We don't like this. Sandra Bullock's great, but this is terrible, you know. And
look at how affected we all were.
So.
Look at how affected we were. You know, with
I know. I'm still bothered by it. And I didn't know the guy.
Can you imagine knowing this guy? I mean, dude. Even me, like, it's like, but we've been watching him for 10 years. You may not realize it, but we watched Luke Harper. You know,
I watched him before that with Shakara battling Eddie and people. You know,
I didn't really watch that, but I'm just saying. I didn't see that. I'll be honest, but I did watch him in WWE. And
it's big rig. You know,
it's got to be hard if you know him, especially being a good guy and being an entertaining guy. It's such a loss. He was so important in AEW. It felt so
family oriented and.
He's hilarious.
Everybody together, so I hope Bray is finding a way to.
Well, you know, I'm sure he's finding a way to find another woman to cheat on. So, I mean, let's not.
Yeah, you know, he's got to get someone else pregnant,
but you know, I'm sure he's dealing with that. He's probably dealing with the drama of that. His ex-wife is angry, right? And he's got the kids.
Yeah, I mean, he's got enough in life going on that we don't even know about. I'm sure. So, yeah. I really do wish him well.
There's a lot of darkness there that we don't know about, guaranteed. So
there is. So, speaking of darkness, Bobby Lashley, the current champion, defending against Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. That's right, another damn triple threat.
Mm-hmm. Braun's taking the pin.
Here's the thing: do we see Drew finally become champion, but he pins Braun, so Bobby's protected? And then they can move on to Jinder and Drew for the summer to have that story, and then they can go back to Bobby Lashley.
Do you want to know what I hope?
Bobby just feuds with Braun.
Want to know what I hope happens?
What?
I hope Braun Strowman at some point charges these guys to take him out, and he misses, goes through a wall or whatever the fuck, and just takes himself out, like, and he's dead. And then these two have a legitimate match, and then one of them wins. Braun's like an idiot, like. Like he goes,
I can't wait to watch the Nick Cage episode of Dark Side because that looked unreal.
Nicolas Cage
walking to a bank, but
that
was on tonight, so we'll have to check that out.
Wait, Nick Cage, like Nicolas Cage?
No, Nick Cage, the wrestler.
Oh, I thought you said Nicolas Cage. I'm like, what?
No.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be really good.
That's on Dark Side of the Ring tonight, so that'll be Nick Cage, crazy bastard. But we went ahead and I agree, you know, to a certain extent. I would love to see Braun just, you know, permanently removed, but that's not going to happen. So I would like to.
I mean, at the end, like at the end of the match, like there's a big spot where he crashes and burns, and then Bobby and Drew are left in the ring alone, and then one of them wins. You know,
could be
only because I want to laugh at
I think
Braun.
we might get that crash and burn spot, but that's when Drew will get the pin.
Okay. So you think Drew's going to get it back?
Taken out. Braun takes out Bobby, and then Drew just gets the pin, and that's you know, so like it protects Bobby still, but
I won't. I mean, that is so weird if they just give the belt back to Drew. I don't even know. Like I'm lost.
I don't know why they didn't give it to him at Mania.
Exactly.
I don't understand why they kept it on Bobby Lashley. Not that I didn't want Bobby to be champion, but if this is the story, it doesn't make sense. So
I agree. I'm worried. It won't.
Yeah. Last but not least, Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman taking on Cesaro. Roman's going to win here. There's no doubt in my mind that Cesaro's losing, but it can't be a clean finish. I hope that Jimmy, who returned from injury last week, you know, since appearing at Hell in a Cell, you know, he's not been involved with the storyline. He comes back and he's not going to go ahead and bow down to Roman. Then at the end, you know, he's cast away essentially, but then he and his brother are walking off. Roman gets attacked, and then Cesaro ends up attacking everybody. You know, it's they made Cesaro look like $1 million, but I don't believe that he could beat Roman. And it kind of makes me wish they didn't even put Cesaro in this picture at all, because I don't want to see him get beat.
Why?
I don't want to see him get destroyed here.
Why not?
It feels like a waste to put him in the title picture and then just have him get beaten.
Oh, what do you think he was going to win it?
I know he won't win it, which is sad, which is why I wouldn't have put him in the title picture.
Why aren't you happy that like
this
this is cool that they're putting him in a spot like this? Why not just take that, you know?
I took it as that way to begin with, but I guess I wish.
Why do you want to protect
the
mid
for Cesaro?
But why do you want to protect the mid card guy who's getting a shot at the main event?
I never thought him as a mid card guy though. I always thought he could be a top.
Okay, well now he is.
Guy.
He's in the main event.
He's in the main event, but he's just fodder for Reigns.
I know.
Sadly, at this point.
Yeah. Well, see, what they've got the reverse going on. You know, instead of having a good guy who needs a bunch of, like, you know, boss guys to beat on his way, they have a boss level heel, and they need a bunch of mediocre good guys to beat. Yeah. So,
yeah, and they've gone through quite a bit of the roster at this point. They went through Edge.
They have nobody that's big enough.
That's the thing. They don't have anybody. You know, they did Kevin Owens.
They could have built Kevin. They could build Kevin bigger.
Braun and the Fiend. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're really in trouble here. I mean, this guy is the guy. That's why he should hold the belt as long as possible until somehow somewhere some face comes along, like Daniel Bryan style, that the crowd goes nuts for. Because when that happens, now you're going to have a epic moment to turn the belt over and a great thing. But
yeah, what if Cesaro wins because Jimmy interferes and that turns into, you know, I doubt it, but you know, I wish they would sell that more though. Maybe on SmackDown we'll see they could build up that tension and have him be the X Factor. You know, does Jimmy Uso side with Reigns? They still could do that, but
even in the match, like he looks like he's gonna do something like that, and then it doesn't happen, and then Cesaro loses. But yeah, you're right. Just convincing us that it could happen would be nice.
Yeah, and then the next one is, like people are saying in the chat, Big E. But then what? Big E loses and gets beat, so they get to SummerSlam. You know, who do they face until they get to SummerSlam? Yeah. If you want Big E to win it at SummerSlam, fine. But I don't think Roman's losing it till Mania.
All right. Well, there you go. I think obviously Roman keeps it as well.
Well, I'm sure they might add one or two more matches. Maybe they'll add something from, you know, the IC title. I don't know if they will, but
I really got to fix your picture. I just realized. I'm still fucking using that picture, and you gave me that other one, and I did something with it, and then I lost the file of the one that I made. I gotta fix that, man. I had this great fucking.
Gotta update it.
I know, man. You know, maybe I don't know. You might have to send it to me again, but if you don't,
I might have to take a new one.
I got it somewhere because you've lost half of what you look like here.
Yeah, exactly. So we shed a bit of one person off of that one, two together,
look at Jake.
But one
He's
there.
Lost so much weight, and you're gonna find out how much he weighed before. Did he weigh more than Boogie? We talk about it on the podcast that's up on Patreon now. We had a great conversation earlier. You got to listen to it. It's going up in just a few minutes on Patreon. Become a patron and hear it. And if you're in the $5 category, anything else, Jake, that you wanted to mention tonight?
No, that's it at this point. You know, I'm hoping that the pay-per-view Sunday will be good, and you know, we'll see what happens. But I'm also talking to Richie the Hippie on Twitter. You know, he's the 2019 Rookie of the Year, and we went ahead. You know, we've been following his wrestling career for quite some time now. He wrestles as Umbra Eon, and obviously, you know, us voting for him helped him win the Rookie of the Year. He's won some titles since, and he's got some footage that he wants to go ahead and send our way to commentate over. So that'd be great to go ahead and get some of that at some point. Yeah,
that'd be really fun. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's the U.S. champion, and he was the Lifeline lightweight champion. So in 2019 Rookie of the Year. So can't beat it, you know. And we're always looking for some new indie stuff to cover. So yeah, would love to go ahead and have people send us matches to go over and commentate, or not so much criticize, but you know, talk about and give you some pointers and all that kind of stuff. That would be great.
And as we end the show now, I'd like to real quickly open up the Discord, man. I'll tell you what, the other day, Luke Rojas cut a great video on his opinions about WWE. I just loved it. I tweeted it out. I hope you guys watched it. Luke Rojas, fucking 40-year-old in an 18-year-old's body. It's unbelievable. Luke, what's up, Rojas?
Hey, what's up, guys? Does my mic sound better this time?
Oh yeah, you sound way better. Yeah, and
you sound so super clear. And Luke, like I always said, he's a great statistician. He's got, you know, all the numbers memorized.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, I almost got one of my facts wrong because I was about to jump all. I was about to jump all over WWE because Bayley kept saying she's the longest reigning like SmackDown Women's Champion. And I was like, no, she's the longest reigning SmackDown champion in history because that's what they used to say for AJ when he had his long reign. But I guess somebody beat that reign like in 2006 or 7 when they were holding the cruiserweight title. That useless piece of shit that they had on TV forever until they fucking got rid of it. Someone held that belt for like 383 days. So technically, that person's the longest reigning.
Who the fuck held
champion.
that? Like Tajiri? Like who held that long?
I think it was Hurricane. What's his name?
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Hurricane Helms.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
he
hilarious.
held it for like 383 days, I think.
He like probably didn't even have. He probably didn't have it on TV for like 200 days straight.
No, he was going through this like heel persona at that time, and he became very serious. And after doing the boy band stuff that he had in WCW, it was kind of like a F you to that. And
there was a time
from being the Hurricane to being like serious. And
it's very clearly a successful reign because everybody's talking about that.
Yeah.
Reign,
yeah, no kidding. But
you had the belt that long and nobody brings that up ever. That's pretty weird.
Technically the longest reigning champion in SmackDown history is Hurricane Helms, or heel persona Hurricane Helms.
It was like when Dean Ambrose had the United States title and you never fucking saw that. Remember that? How bad that was?
Yeah, that was never defended. We saw it a lot. I just never defended it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I actually when I was younger, I used to be mad at that, and then I was like, you know what? Because it was a few months later and it was on Sheamus. And I was like, you know what? They should have just kept it on Ambrose because this fucking belt means nothing. It meant more when Ambrose literally would just he would walk to the ring and he'd take off his belt and he'd fucking hurl it. He would hurl it out of the ring and then kick it aside like he didn't give one shit about it. But but I thought that meant more when it was with Ambrose than when it was they gave it to Sheamus.
Yeah.
And he had fucking boring matches with it.
He used to jack off to it with a shillelagh.
But yeah, did Joe? So you saw that video? Not just the one that I made, but the video that the Miz had or the interview he had with Ryan Satin.
So I didn't even see that. I didn't know about it until your video. So then I was like, oh my god, the Miz is really doing this. And yeah, it was the Miz shitting on the carrying the WWE flag or whatever.
It was funny.
It's not even him. Like I said in the video, it's not him. They obviously are just you gotta say that, because I don't think the wrestlers are really that dumb to realize to think that the Bad Bunny feud is good or to think any of the shit that they're doing is good. But they have to say that.
Well,
maybe it is that they're so overly sensitive that they can't take any type of criticism.
I think they think it was good because I think they think it was successful, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah,
but
what
you're saying,
the thing was he defended the title successfully from 2006 all the way to May of 2007, and then from the Rumble onwards, because he won it through the Cruiserweight Championship Invitational at the 2006 Royal Rumble, even though he was a Raw superstar and the championship was defended solely on SmackDown. So there, WWE reported that Helms had 2 vertebrae broken in his neck, one of which presses on his spinal cord. He underwent surgery with Dr. Lloyd Youngblood to repair them approximately a week later. And then he was out for a year and a half due to the injury. So he didn't come back till September 2008. So he did defend the title a shit ton, having the longest reign in WWE Cruiserweight Championship history. It was just that he had to relinquish it due to injury, or else he would have held it even longer.
Wow. That is wild, dude.
I remember talking about that with OKP. We were doing the retrospective, and I forgot about that. But yeah, he had it the longest, and he did defend it.
Well, that title is just that title was a sack of shit.
It shouldn't have been, but
it wasn't before. It was
fucking held it too,
dude. People,
there's been a lot of people that have held
WWE. It was, but people loved that title in WCW.
It was a great title because it was a totally different style of wrestling.
Right.
I don't know. To me, it was always the equivalent of the light heavyweight title.
Well, that's what it was.
Look, this is a belt we have.
It was, but cool? What you got to understand is the WWE's lightweight division was awful. Kind of. All they had was Taka carrying it, really. But WCW had all these guys going for that belt, and it was nuts. It was.
Joe, what are you even talking? The lightweight division was amazing. You had such great matches between Gilbert and Christian. Just the classics.
Yeah, man. Kai and Tai. Kai and Tai fought
Taka
over.
Michinoku and Tajiri and there was a few others, but that was it. But yeah, no, obviously you had Kidman and Rey Mysterio and so many others. Obviously,
Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko. I mean,
yeah,
that was huge in WCW.
It was a life of its own, and people,
But were any of those guys the Patriot from Raw? Remember the guy who used the Kurt Angle thing?
No, he was like
I forgot about that.
Del Wilkes was like 6'2".
See, that's my point. I would never remember that, but when someone brings it up, it's like, oh yeah, it comes rushing back. That's the nostalgia.
I remember being angry. I remember being angry about the Patriot because he was sort of like being the good guy leader or part of the good guys, and it was such a bad gimmick. But he was with Austin and stuff, teaming with Austin, and I was like, man, this is. But I don't know. But when you look back, man, Patriot did a really good job. It's kind of fun.
It was just so weird.
He was over.
He was over. That's the thing. Yeah, he was fucking over, dude. We were cheering for a guy we didn't know called the fucking Patriot. Like,
I don't even know how he got cheered, but he did it.
He got cheered because he was on Austin's team and he was saying Canada sucks. I'm sticking up for America, and the Americans loved it.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking hilarious.
Right place, right time. But you figure, well, yeah, at that time, you really didn't need much to get people going.
Dude, they should have counted with Mr. Canada on the Canadian side. That would have been hilarious, dude. We're watching Mr. Canada versus the Patriot. Like,
why didn't they get rid of him exactly? You know what? What if he was hurt. What if he was Sin Cara all along, and they had to fire him for the same
Oh my god, bro!
They had to fire him for the same reasons, just like he broke his finger and he quit the match.
I don't know why they got rid of him, but a big reason why he didn't work out really was because once that feud went away with Canada and America and going back and forth every Monday night to Canada to America, once that died down and the audience got on the same page with everybody liking Austin, and Bret Hart leaving and all these other things, it was like they were like, oh, we don't know what to do with you now. It was weird.
Yeah, and then they gave his theme. Like, it's so weird. It's like he was over too, and then they gave his theme to Kurt Angle, and like nobody really even associates that with it. Like, it's just like he kind of reminds me of how when Ryback was so fucking over for no reason in 2012. Just like, oh yeah, remember when Ryback was in main event matches and his
Feed Me More chant caught on, and I remember seeing it live, and he had that pyro that you didn't even realize. No one even knew it was pyro, but it was this huge concussive blast they did backstage that damn near knocked everybody out of their seats. Whatever they used for that, that was the loudest pyro they had.
He got injured. Yes, I did think that, but he never came back after the injury. You're right, Bep Jr. Good call.
Yeah,
the first ever match the Shield ever had was with Ryback. Isn't that like just so like?
It's shocking to think of how much he had an impact with the CM Punk angle and everything with the Shield, and he was in the main event with Cena and all that stuff, and he was just so damn green and I don't know.
He wasn't the best, but honestly, I remember when I was a kid, because that was when I was watching that. I thought I was fucking rooting for him to win. I wanted him to beat Punk.
I wanted him to win too at that point. It wasn't, it just, he needed more time in the, the rest of the card to build up to that. They threw him in the deep end first, and then he never got the chance to swim. So
it's kind of funny thinking about stuff when I was a kid that I didn't really notice, but I remember like really liking Ryback, and then like his match by the time he had his match with Mark Henry at WrestleMania, I had already not given a shit about the guy because he lost to the Shield like 300 times, and then then he loses to Mark Henry, who by the way, Mark Henry sucks. I'm gonna just
and he looks like an idiot losing to Henry, and Henry had no reason to win that. Why they didn't put the new guy in Ryback over there made no sense, because they did nothing. At least if they were going to have Mark Henry be built up to be the next guy to challenge for the title, or there was nothing.
Mark Henry needed some attention to his podcast where he can call out anything that's racial related so that he can get some fucking clout, because he's a fucking asshole. Mark Henry is sounds like a douchebag, to be quite honest.
I mean, I think he's a really good guy for the most part, but he is very outspoken. So
what is he? What is he doing? I don't get it. What's he doing? I don't listen to him.
I don't know. He's like every time a fucking a black guy is mentioned, in a WWE or whatever, it's always like Mark Henry is the first one to nobody gives a shit, Mark.
But I think everybody looks to him.
Yeah, I mean they do that that to Booker T too.
I look to him to get fucking like diabetes already. Just shut the fuck up. Like that time he got into a fight with a fan or whatever because a fan was asking something, and then he like threw his drink in the fan's face, and then was like, "What? You're not gonna fight back?" Like, shut the fuck up. You weigh 400 pounds. Of course, no one's gonna say anything back to you after you throw a drink in their face. You fucking obese piece of shit. Fucking, I hate you. I hate you, and I hope one day when you're lifting up those fucking power weights because you're so strong, I hope that you fucking break your neck and die.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Jesus.
So anyway, guys, I'm having a really good day.
Well, listen, we got to move over to Bullfrog for a minute. The man that said he would not ever be back on the show ever. He was going away and never would come back. And we said, we'll see you in a couple weeks. And, well, here he is. Bullfrog, you're a fucking scumbag liar. How about that?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What do you mean
you don't think so? You're a fucking liar.
I have a challenge for you, Joe.
Oh, go fucking.
Doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't change the fact that you said you weren't coming back to any show, and then you come back.
I want to challenge you, Joe, for your monetize this championship belt.
How are you going to be on the show if you're banned from monetize this?
If I win the belt, I gotta come on to defend it.
Okay, fine, but you're not even supposed to be here. You said you would never come back here, or your niece would die.
That's what they said about the Undertaker, but he keeps coming.
But you're not the Undertaker. You're a tard.
Yeah, I am.
I know.
Grim Reaper. I'm the Grim Reaper frog.
I know. Oh my God, dude, you are. I honestly, all the bad stuff that's coming to you from whatever happens, I think you might deserve it, Bullfrog. I'm gonna be honest.
What bad stuff?
I don't know. You talk about all this bad stuff's happening to you and people are after you. I think you're gonna get really bad.
Trolls and surgeries.
I slayed the dragon.
You slayed the dragon.
Slayed the dragon.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I cut the dragon's head off.
Really?
Not the snake, the dragon.
All right.
Yeah, you don't need to hear about your weird sex acts with your.
No, Joe knows. No, Joe knows.
Talking about hiding the snake.
No, Joe knows what dragon that I'm talking about.
I don't understand.
Yeah, you get it.
I don't think Joe has any idea.
I cut off the dragon's head in Canada.
You cut off the Canadian's head in Canada. You cut off the.
You talking about shit about Shell again? Jesus. God.
Oh my God. No, he's talking. He's talking about. Listen. Let me tell you something, Bullfrog. I don't think you're prepared for what hell is going to rain down upon you potentially.
No, I slayed the dragon.
Oh my God! I mean,
Bullfrog, can you just die already? Like, nobody gives a fuck about you. Please. Like,
I can't believe
the dragon. Like you're cutting your little fucking.
Well, nobody gives a fuck about you. Why don't you just fucking?
I don't think anybody gives a fuck. I don't think anybody gives a fuck about me. I don't give a shit if anybody. I know everybody just got mad at. I know everybody just got mad at me in the chat about Mark Henry.
Yeah,
all of you guys
from a guy that
faggots too. Go fuck yourself.
And you, the one who's threatened JB's family.
You gonna bring up shit from 3 years ago or whatever, or like last year?
Yeah, if you're gonna tell me to kill myself.
You stupid cunt.
Oh, he's kidding.
How about you stop interrupting me?
It was a year ago.
How about you fuck off and die in your
bring up shit. By the way, hey, want to know what I said to JB? I never said I was going to kill his family. You want to know what I said?
He said he would kill him.
JB is a fucking alcoholic, and he named his sons and his daughters after fucking weapons. And then I said that or whatever. And then I said something. I think I said that he was gonna.
Yeah, you said he would execute his
family. Which by the way, you fucking idiot. If you ever watched any of Joe's shows, you'd know that he said similar things that you've said way worse things about, like molesting people's faces or whatever, and getting into people's
you also
DMs.
said you were going to shoot me, Bullfrog.
Why don't you just shut your stupid fucking mouth?
We have that clip.
Bullfrog, you said you'd
shoot you, Joe Cronin.
Dude, I saw your fucking picture. You know what you look like? You look like fucking Ernie from fucking George Lopez show.
Ooh. Okay.
You look like fucking Ernie from the George Lopez show.
Did anybody ever actually watch the George Lopez show?
You talking about Ernie?
You look like fucking Ernie from the George Lopez show.
Ernie's a classic character. I just don't understand it. I mean, that's a compliment.
No, he became a fat fuck at the end.
Well, in the real life,
you're a fat fuck right now.
You're just some fat fucking loser who's about to
Luke's
die.
not a fat fuck.
I want to start calling you Ernie.
Okay, dude. How are you gonna call me like? Who gives a shit? You're a mongoloid, so like I don't care.
Well, hey, I rather look like a mongoloid than look like fucking fat Ernie.
And you're gonna die alone, so like that's something that everybody's hoping. Like I don't care.
Jeremiah, who are you calling fat?
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that's really stupid.
And you're a midget too. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, Bullfrog. If I ever saw you, I'd kick the shit out of you. Like you're just a big fat slob.
Yeah,
you're not like a fighter. Dude, here's how I would do it. I would put you in a side headlock and I would fucking mash your fucking brains with my fist into fucking mashed potatoes. And then I'd rip open your fucking skull and eat your brains like a fucking
Vince
zombie.
needs to get this at SummerSlam.
That's what I would do, you stupid son of a bitch. You got nothing. And you know what? You're probably slow as shit. You're slow as shit. I'm deceptively fast. I'm deceptively fast. You think I can't move, but I'd fucking hit you with a knee strike.
You're fucking
deceptively fat.
Your fucking fat loser ass, your fucking boltardo ass.
Once you grow some fucking puberty for one, once you reach 19 years old first.
Why don't you grow a fucking vocabulary in that shitty fucking walnut?
Why don't you reach the age of 21? Let me know when you're old enough to fucking drink.
Why don't you start having sex with people over the age of 21? You fucking weirdo.
let me know when you Let me know when you drink your first alcohol.
I have, and you know what? I can probably handle it better than you.
No, let me know when you're able to legal. Let me know when you're legal to buy one.
Since when you worried about legal age?
He's gonna get him drunk and rape him. That's why he wants.
Yeah. Since when you worried about legal age?
You have a sip of Heineken Light and you get fucking shit faced.
He's usually giving him, he's bringing a 6-pack of Zima.
Reach the age of 21 and you're able to buy a beer there, Rojas. You fucking Ernie wannabe.
There's a few times where you had to take that seat, Jer. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Ernie wannabe.
Wow, he really got me.
He looks like fucking Ernie from fucking George Lopez show.
All right, we get it. We know. He keeps saying.
You sound like Jim Cornette's sped fucking brother. You hear him right now? He does.
Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that compliment any day. Jim Cornette's famous.
Not a compliment. Jim Cornette's wife is a disgusting cow, and nobody respects him at all. Like nobody in the wrestling
I'm not a 19-year-old immature brat like you.
At least I'm not some fucking fat loser who's gonna die alone and his family hates him.
You're not even in college and you're just talking shit.
He tries to hook up with his family.
Why would I join college? Like you were in college, you fucking moron. First of all, college is a stupid thing to join anyway. Go get a trade.
How would you know? You probably never.
What trade did you get?
You know you
never
what trade did you get? What trade did you get? The only thing you trade are blowjobs at the fucking Subway to make $5. All right. So don't fucking tell me that I need to go to college when I'm getting an actual fucking trade. You're gonna go you're gonna deflate yourself like a fucking balloon and fly around the room.
You probably never had a fucking blowjob.
Here's what would happen. I would take my fucking knees and I would smash them into your fucking nose.
Don't get excited. He said knees.
Yeah, don't get excited, Rojas.
Wow.
All right, you got him going again. You said knees.
Wow. Oh my God. Knees.
He thinks I'm talking to you.
Bullfrog, you're a mess, bro. You are a mess, Bullfrog. You're a liar, Bullfrog.
I'm talking to this fucking 19-year-old loser.
You've been talking to me for like 10 minutes, so you're just an idiot at this point.
Yeah, you're just a 19-year-old loser. Let me know when you reach the age of 21, okay, there, little boy. Let me know when you reach the age of 21.
I thought you liked little boys, or was that only little boys?
Then he won't talk
to yourself.
I mean, Bullfrog, you lied like a week, like literally only a week and a half ago.
I lied, so what? So fucking sue me.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying.
You will.
So I said you're going to do this, and so did everybody. And you know what I mean? You really like, I mean, no one ever is ever going to believe you about anything, ever.
I don't give a fuck if people believe me. I could give a, bro, you know me. I know, but
you're going to say something about like you're having this surgery, and how is anyone ever going to believe that that's real?
I don't give a shit that they believe it's real.
But apparently you do.
But at some point you are going to give a shit.
Looking for attention.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk shit about everybody behind their back, and then you say you don't.
I don't talk shit.
Yes, you do.
You call into shows and say shit all the time.
No, I don't.
Yes,
oh
you
my
do.
God, you are like a weirdo.
Do you not remember anything?
Nobody's talking to you, 19-year-old.
You're a weird
person. I know my memory
person.
sucks, but what are you trying to shut him up like everybody was trying to shut up the Rose the other day because he was right?
Oh. I know what you're talking about. That's fucking
Like I
hilarious.
said, Joe, I'm here to challenge you for your monetize this championship belt, you Foxborough bitch.
You're not allowed to monetize this anymore. How about that?
Fuck you.
Well, he already
you
isn't.
fucking...
What if you just?
What are you
just
get
said
the
that?
title? I'm not striking out. It's just I don't get it. Like,
Bullfrog, are you ready to admit
Go
which family?
fuck yourself, you little fucking teeny bopper 19-year-old fucking twink.
Why don't you go murder your fucking cat already, and then fucking try to simulate some type of sex doll with the cat and like rape its fucking dead corpse already?
Jesus.
All right, don't come at me. First of all, shut up. I'm not 19. I'm 18. Get it right. See, if you want to make fun of me, you gotta call me 18. Say, oh, I'm just barely an adult.
Well, again, let me know when you reach
let me talk. Hey, bad Bullfrog. I'm talking. So anyway, Bullfrog, what you need to do is why don't you drive down to the local convenience store, buy the biggest bottle of liquor. You'll only be able to have like a shot of it.
Yeah, I'm able to buy liquor, unlike you.
Before your fucking lightweight ass,
He's a midget.
like fucking collapses after one shot of it because you're a fucking lightweight pussy. How about you do that? Drink away your fucking sorrows, and then just like don't eat. Don't do anything. Just drink, and then your family will find you in a fucking like an oozy, disgusting, decayed state with fucking cobwebs.
You're the fucking biggest loser on here, dude. You're the fucking biggest clout chaser motherfucker on this fucking call.
Bullfrog,
you're a fucking loser.
Clout chaser.
Bullfrog, did you just donate that you suck? Bullfrog, did you just donate that you suck?
No, I didn't.
Why'd you do that? You donated that you suck off your fucking family? Are you joking with that, or what's going on?
No.
Why did you say you're attracted to your? Oh, that's good. That's
dude,
gross.
I don't.
You're attracted to your
husband.
Well, it says right here. Bullfrog donated to the Joe Cronin show,
dude.
and it said, "I'm in love with my brother's wife still."
Mm-hmm.
I don't donate.
Stephanie, her name's Stephanie. I think.
We're just having laughs, but there's no reason to say the N-word right there. I don't know why you had to keep saying the N-word.
I had to mute that.
That's messed up.
I have to mute that out.
No racism. I know you muted him once, Joe. But...
Dude, it's a fake.
Dude, he just said it again.
I don't.
He just said it again. Stop, bro.
Yeah, but why are you being so racist tonight? Like that's what I mean. We can all joke around, but that's just.
I'll be racist right fucking out. The guy's a fake Mexican fucking spit.
Oh my god!
Between that and the N-word.
Whoa!
Bullfrog, what the fucking Mexico?
Oh my! What the fuck, bro?
I'm like the most white bread motherfucker.
I'll send fucking ice after his fucking ass.
Like I'm so white that even if I told people that my last name was Rojas, they'd still talk to me about my privilege. Right?
Yeah.
Listen,
he could show up at the ICE office and say deport me, and they still wouldn't. You know, I'm telling you.
Did you even graduate high school? You know, you said you're 18.
No, I didn't.
So you're a high school dropout? Well, you're a high school dropout?
I didn't get a pity fucking diploma like you did.
I was gonna say they gave you the degree to get you out.
I didn't get one from like a fucking a garage sale. Like, all right,
look at that! Look, Ross is a high school dropout.
Hey, I've already admitted that. Like, I don't. What are you, an idiot?
Yeah, then you're over here calling me a fucking loser. At least I fucking graduated, motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
You graduated because they have to give you a diploma, or
they had to get you out of there.
No,
it was 2 months ago. They were like, Jesus Christ, we've got to get you out of the 3rd grade.
I earned my fucking shit, okay?
Oh yeah, let's prove it right now. Bullfrog, hey, Bullfrog,
like
Bullfrog,
you fucking Mexican fucking
Bullfrog, Bullfrog. Oh, whoa, hey,
put it to the test.
Bullfrog,
you and Rojas right now.
Bullfrog,
Bullfrog,
Bullfrog. What's 12 plus 12? Bullfrog, go. 12 plus 12. 12 plus 12.
This ain't a fucking math quiz.
What's 12 plus 12?
You're the high school graduate. I bet you Rojas knows that.
This ain't a math quiz.
Hey,
yes, it is.
Rojas, what's 15 plus 15?
30.
Boom, you lose. Bullfrog, get the fuck out of here. Come on.
Again, I'm not here for a fucking math quiz. I'm here to challenge you for your title, you fucking...
Well, to challenge for the title, you got to know how to do, simple equations.
Well, Joe doesn't want you on the show because he hates your guts. All right, like Joe.
He does. He took my call, so obviously he wants me here. You little fucking 19-year-old.
He took your call so you could be bashed. You know when you're gone. You know
Bullfrog.
when you're gone.
Yeah, he took your call just to tolerate you.
You know when you're gone.
Yeah, you're more popular than I am.
And Jake.
Yeah,
you know when you're gone.
More
me and Joe
and
Jake and Beeley, we all talk shit about you, and Joe said some really mean things about you, and it's true.
I got more clout than you, Ross. So why don't you throw some fucking balls and earn your fucking clout? I'm more popular than fucking JB combined, motherfucker. So eat my fucking nuts.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that you believe this or the
Bullfrog.
My ego believes this.
Bullfrog, can you spell business? Bullfrog, go ahead. Spell business.
He doesn't know how.
Bullfrog, go ahead.
BUSSINESS.
Wrong. Luke Rojas, spell business.
It's BUSSINESS.
Wrong. Luke Rojas, spell business.
Bullshit.
All right, it's taking too long. I can't give that to him. Luke Rojas, spell school.
Somebody do a spell check.
Did Rojas go?
Yeah, he pussied out like a bitch.
I think it froze on his own.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, well, get your fucking World War II cell phone to fucking work.
Bullfrog, business
degenerate.
Business is not spelled with two S's at the beginning. They're at the end.
Well, he just went out of business.
All right. Well. All right, we gotta
get a fucking cell phone that fucking works. You
right.
Fucking 19-year-old fucking degenerate.
I gotta get out of here, guys. If you want more, me and Jake's podcast is up on Patreon.
I want your fucking belt, you Foxborough faggot.
Oh my God, Bullfrog, you are.
I wanna rape your fucking Adidas fucking cap, and I'm gonna put my froggy cum in your fucking hat.
All right, what the fuck, bro? Jesus. What the fuck is wrong with him, dude? Motherfuck of all hell. He's retarded, though. They gave him a fucking diploma. He can't even fucking spell shit. Can't even do math. Can't spell shit. It's bullshit. Rojas is smarter than
we lost Rook there, but, you know,
yeah,
we'll
Luke,
back, hopefully.
He could have buried him right there without him fire. Guys,
yeah,
right
he
now.
He would have been able to spell business.
Go to Patreon right now. I'm going to have it up in like 2 minutes. Me and Jake, the Jake and Joe podcast. It's going up. And it's 45 minutes, and it's good. You're going to like it. I'm telling you.
You're going to love it. You're not just going to like it. You're going to fucking love it.
And we're nine patrons away from 300 again.
And you know what happens when we get to 300?
We come.
I get wet and wild.
Oh. Go check it out, guys. It's up. I'm just uploading it literally right now as we're on the air. So go look at it. Jake and Joe podcast. It's up.
And hopefully when you check it out, you go ahead and you submit questions for the next time we go ahead and do the podcast. We always like having your input and what you guys want to see and hear from us. You know, it makes a difference. So,
it's in the $5 tier. So if you don't see it, make sure you select the $5 tier at least to be able to see it. I just posted it now. It's up and ready to go. Go check it out. Keep partying. Download it for work tomorrow. Whatever you got to do. Let's play the donations that are left over.
Shit bomb!
You become a shit bomb. Shit bomb.
Hey guys, where is Samojo going? You think he is going to air you or somewhere else? Love you guys.
Hey, J-Rod. Thank you, J-Rod. We did answer this earlier, but yeah, I mean, I guess
seems like Impact is the
I want him to go to AEW.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Probably Impact. I hope it's AEW though. They got to get him over there. I'd be. Shit, I don't care about Impact at all.
Yeah, it seems like that's the case currently.
Don't you love Charlotte Peacock Flair? Play the song.
That's a good point. I actually I got to find it. Vince McMahon's nuts. I got to figure out where it is. But
it's
thank
been some time.
Yeah, I have it somewhere and I want to recreate it and get it up because it's just so fun. But
it's hilarious.
Yo, Drew, what's up? How's the chat doing? Hit that like button and stick the thumb up my ass, guys, if you like it. Stick the thumb up our asses.
Look at the chat cheering for Luke. That's what I like to see.
Luke kicked ass, bro. How can you not like Luke?
Everyone go to Joe's Patreon. It's amazing.
Oh, Thank you. Scotland. I'm 40% Scottish, by the way. Put me in the grind. I'm 40% Scottish. Vince McMahon's nuts. Thank you, brother. I'd love to come out there and hang with you in Scotland. Thank you so much for dropping the $1.99, brother. And yes, the Patreon is going to have me and Jake's podcast. It's up right now. Sign up now. I'll be shouting you out tomorrow.
Duncachino?
Tomorrow night is Corrupted. Get ready for Corrupted podcast tomorrow.
Duncachino. It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
You should ban all political donations from wrestling shows. Yeah, we save that for every other show.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can't really ban it. It's hard to do that, but yeah, I mean, I would suggest.
We try and not go into long stretches of it, but I mean, there's certain things that are relevant, and I feel like everything we discussed tonight was
Well, I mean, he just means
relevant.
the sort of off the rails ones that come out. But it's like, listen, nothing you can do about it. But yeah, I do suggest you ask about those on, Monetize This and the other shows I do. No doubt about it. You got it right, James Mesner. Thanks for the support. We're out of here. Go listen to me and Jake's podcast, man. We really had fun. We talked about video games at the end real quick, as you heard when you guys came in here. I was big into the, well, I won't even bring it up because I'll let you guys hear about it. And then you can hear who weighs more, Boogie or Jake at one point. And then me and Jake talked about our lives, some things going down, and answered all of your questions. It was a lot of fun. Listen to that.
Now I got to go check if my daughter's still breathing because we got her vaccinated today. So.
Oh, my God.
So I got to go check and make sure she's still alive.
My mother's completed. Leah's completed.
That's good. I get my next week for my last one. So.
All right. Guys.
Yeah, baby.
If you're patrons, here's the link directly for Patreon. Go check it out. We're out of here. Good night. Thanks so much.
Stay sexy.
Fuck you, Bullfrog, you idiot.